guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while that I've actually like kind of giving you guys some knowledge, some tea. But yeah, today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I was able to increase my branding agency's revenue by 2,000%, over 2,000%, which is actually a very good thing. And I'm excited about it. Okay, so let me put it this way, yeah. So the first client that we had this year was the first class we had in 2022 was actually referred to by my sister. After like 4 months, 3 months, there was no client. Like everyone was just so quiet. But during that period, I was doing some certain things. I'll get to that, right? So after that, we got a client. It was a printing job. So like we designed stickers for their packaging for them to be printed. After that, we had another quiet period for like 2 months. And then August came and then we had 4 clients at a time. The first client was a shawarma business, and this shawarma business, like I actually buy shawarma from their place, and like the guy's shop is like at a junction like close to my church. So like anytime I'm going to church, I always like buy shawarma from there. Shawarma is mad, like beautiful shawarma. So I just like, let me just ask this guy, like, do you actually like plan to like scale your business and all? Like, what are you doing? What's up? Because he was on IG, and I took a picture of the shawarma and posted on my story, and someone was like that, Mado, the shawarma looks nice, where can I get it from? How can I order? And stuff like that. And I sent him the guy's IG because I knew his IG from the previous year. There was time I was vlogging and I vlogged going there, and I just asked for his IG handle so I can like tag in case I like post his stuff and all. So I shared it to that person, but that person like didn't reply my message after I sent him like the guys. Yeah, I took a screenshot of the menu on his page and stuff like that. He didn't reply me back, and I was like, and I'm very sure that the reason why he didn't reply is because like the business looks a bit shabby. Like it wasn't looking, it wasn't giving that like food business, but like all the like those restaurants you see online today, like them Eat Benedict's and all. So what I did was in fact, like it took me like almost a month to get this guy. So apparently like he had issues in the past, because around that 2018 time he was very active on Twitter. And like he worked with lots of influencers to promote his brand. Like his business was actually booming. Lots of people knew him. But like he had issues with one of the influencers he was working with. So like everything kind of just went downhill. So it affected his business negatively, pretty much. So at that point, like what he needs to do is actually to repackage and rebrand, so that like people can, because like it was already like how many years passed, and like it's enough time for people to kind of forget that. But like you coming back on stage with like a new identity and all. So that was how I sent him, just talk to him. So I sent him a message on IG, I gave him my WhatsApp number. We had a call, he shared all his issues and everything, and I was like, that you actually need to rebrand. Like that's the solution that you need. Like you need to rebrand, and you need a clear marketing strategy and all. So I told him that at that time we're about to launch branding and marketing strategy as a service. So I was kind of doing it for free for people just to like kind of test the waters, how it's like and all of that. So I told him that we're doing brand strategy and marketing for free, but like the rebrand, that's actual design, like it's paid and all. So it was like, okay, that he's open to the idea and all of that, that like where can we start and all. So I was excited that yes. But the thing is that ending of 2021, mid 2021 was when I kind of like created a somewhat of a pricing structure where a client has to pay deposits before that we start. If we had just like said, oh yeah, he's ready, let's start, and we started, we would have had issues with payment, because like it took him a long time to actually make that deposit. Like I don't know why. So what I did was I did potential customer vetting. So I sent the messages, I took screenshots of his page and all of that. I sent it to some of my friends, people that I know that like they love food, like foodies like me pretty much. I sent them and like that, what do you guys think about this brand and all. So they sent voice and what kind of business is this? Why do they look like, what was happening to their logo and all. Like they were just like giving comments and stuff. Some would send voice notes and all of that. So but there was this one particular person that said that oh my god, is this not Dollar for Shawarma like 2014 that had issues on Twitter? Everybody was mad at him and stuff like that. Like I was like, Mado, like you actually remember this stuff? And I said, yeah, that this guy actually needs to rebrand, or like if he wants to come back online, like he should not come back with the same identity, because like people recognize him and like he'll face the same issues again. So he sent that as a voice note. So what I did was when I was coming back from church one day, I just branched his shop and I was like, hi, so I know that we'll be talking about this. And he was like, he really doesn't want to change his logo, he likes his logo, blah 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 blah. That's how people always are. They always like really tied to their identity, like the current identity they have. So I played the voice notes for him. Like I was standing in his front like this, and I played the voice notes for him. And then he was like nodding. And I said, I understand what you're saying, like it's actually true and all of that. So that let's start, So that was how we started. He made deposits and all of that, we started. But like the whole project was supposed to be like really big and like end with like him doing like product shoots, advert videos, stuff like that, so that like he could kind of publicize the new identity. But he doesn't have money again apparently, so kind of like just ended at a point. He hasn't launched the identity yet. He wants to launch it in January 2023. So once we enter January, once we resume for the new year, I'm going to like give him a call and like hey, what's up? So like we're supposed to like launch your identity and all. Like he has already made payments for like everything we've done and all. So I feel like he might still be open to the idea of like doing the advanced video and all of that later on. But I'll just try my best to kind of like give him a little bit of advice and push when it comes to like social media. So ever since that time, I realized that referrals and like networking people, like actually like pushing, like putting yourself out, like actually saying, oh, I actually do this, so and this is what my work looks like, kind of like, because the way I got the food business was referral. Like one of my friends, like he was in TC with me, he's a developer, he was also an entrepreneur. He just sent me a message one day that, hey, do you guys do designs of stickers, and like can you print stickers as well? I was like, yeah, like why not? And then after then on Instagram, Salem King posted something about Lagos, like Lagos traffic. So I was like, I just commented on it because I was like, now more today I've not still experienced Lagos traffic like you guys are seeing. I've actually like not experienced traffic for more than like 3 hours and stuff. And they were like, a lot of people were commenting and like, Mado, like, are you serious? That I wish I was like you, that kind of thing. 1 minute. Actually shutting. Anyway, so someone commented and was like that 2 people actually like kind of got into the DM. I can't remember how. So like one of them, like she's kind of like, I just talked to her once in a while. The other person ended up being a 3rd client for him. So basically he runs a Christian community, and like he knew that like the page needed like a, though like they still are not getting it. Let me explain it here. So we did like, the main issue that they had was like their page wasn't looking top notch, like it wasn't looking like serious. Do you get my point? Like compared to like other Christian communities. So we suggested a rebrand. But you know, when people think that a rebrand is just like changing a logo, like it's more than that. So we're like, we'll do the rebrand, which is actually going to fuel like everything that has to do with your page. We'll do your Instagram branding as well. And like I suggested us creating content for them every month, but he didn't accept that because like apparently he said that he has somebody that is this is actually very bad, but he said like this graphic designer that wants to like join them, like he'll be paying them at first and after a while we'll just stop paying. That was what he said, and he laughed, and I was like I didn't say anything, I didn't give any comments, but like I just, when he said that, I was like, nah, I don't even want to put my leg that kind of wala like at all. Like let me just do my branding for him and like just move on. So but we did the Instagram branding, and then we created templates for them, and we gave like tutorials on how to use the template. But for some reason their graphic designer is not getting it. Like their page is just looking so weird and all. They're not really getting it. But later I'll find my time to like call him and just talk to him, like, hey, hi, what's up, you know, that kind of thing. Because like the mock-up that we have actually makes a lot of sense, but the page anyway. So that was like the next client that we had. And then after then there was a friend of mine. So at that time, at that period, I had already started like really talking about Serifix on my page, and like talking and like putting our work and all of that. And at that time we already had like a website, though the website wasn't so like that, but it was something. So a friend of mine, we also in TC together, she was starting an Instagram show, and then she reached out and said that okay, yeah, she reached out to one of my employees. So one of my employees, like we're both in TC together, so she reached out to him, and then he said that, oh, he's working for Serifix and all of that, that like he should actually pass it through me, and she should pass it through me. So that was what she did, and like everybody like had to do the project and everything. So that was like the 3rd one. And then the 4th one, I think this was even the 4th one itself. Yeah, the 3rd one was the client from Canada. And how that one happened was, we're trying to be in partnership with printing presses. So like this lady, she's actually based in Canada. So her husband happened to know someone that like runs a construction company that needed like help with they wanted to create a brochure. So from there he started saying, he saw that our designs were like looking good, so he brought up like, oh, that he doesn't actually like his logo. And like, so I explained to him like the whole branding thing and everything. So like, okay, like let's go ahead. So we ended up doing branding and then brochure and like everything together. So that was like what happened with that. So that was like the fourth client for August. And after August ended, like September was like when everything kind of like died down, like we were done with everything. Or everyone was now quiet. October, November, everyone was quiet. November now came. We had this one was like, it was my sister that saw the person's post on IG that like they needed a graphic designer. So she sent the girl's page to me. So I reached out to the lady, and she was like, she's apparently a C student too. Like she graduated after I graduated. Apparently, like such a small world. But at that time, like I didn't know. So like kind of like just referred. But what I sent to the lady was my website. So what happened was that like by the time we were reaching out, I was reaching out to her. She had already found a graphic designer. So I just said, let me just send our website portfolio and everything. I just dropped it on her page. So she was like, okay, thank you. So after a while, she now sent me a message on IG that please, that we still actually need a graphic designer. That like she likes our work on our website and like she would like to work with us. So that was how that happened. Like that was like the website just attracted her. But like she wasn't the person that was like, she wasn't the client directly. She was just working for the client. So but we had issues, They are the ones that we have issues with. Like it's not yet still solved. I don't know what will happen when January comes, but all is well. So but then that one was supposed to be like a 1-year contract for like creating content for their page. We've only done for 1 month. So yeah. I don't think I want to continue with them because see, the woman is just a lot of stress. As the woman that is like really, really in charge, she's a lot of stress, and I don't know. I don't really want to dabble in that. Yeah. So after we finished like doing branding for this Canada client, he loved our work so much, and he said that do we have like web designers on our team, that he actually needs IT services and web services. So I was able to find an IT person for him because we don't do IT, but we decided to like handle the web services. So till now we're still doing like website management for him. So basically I was able to retain the clients. So like this is like the whole like play of like how many clients we had and all of that. Like I'm just being plain and honest with you guys. So but then these are like things that I did that was like a little bit different from 2021. So the first one is having a website. So the thing is that having a website kind of like puts you at a higher point. So like human beings kind of think differently, right? So it's like, oh, they see that you have a website and not just an IG page, so they know that yes, you're an authentic business, like you're actually serious with what you're doing. Because a lot of people that follow me or started following me or know me are people that we went to school together, and like they just know me from school, that kind of thing. So it's like it's not Sheba. But then when I created my website and I did the branding for Serifix, I gave Serifix a new name. That kind of like made the business to have its own identity aside from myself, and I was able to like make the business look more professional than the way it was because of the website. So at that time the website wasn't even so great. Like my web design skills were not as great as it is now, so like it was still a little bit shabby, and like the branding I did wasn't so much of a branding. It was just like, oh, let me just quickly get something out there. So I just did like logo, and I just picked a few colors and a font, and I was working with it. So after time went on, like I think after like let's say May, July, I refurbished the website. So I upgraded the brand identity and I refurbished the website. So that's that. So I also did like brand and all. Then there's something else that also made things very, very effective. So there was a client that we had some time ago from Ghana that never paid. And at that time my team collapsed. So I knew that I need to actually do something about like setting up a strong team. So what I did was, instead of like just getting people that would just like work for me, I decided that I would train people. So I had like this whole onboarding process for my team members. So at that time I trained like 10 people that wanted to do graphics and branding. I kind of like gave them like just like YouTube training. It was live on like Zoom, but like it wasn't paid or anything. Like we just had a group chat and all of that. So from that group chat, 2 of them joined our team. Those are like the first 2, and like we're just like there. One of them was actually very good with like graphics before, so but she like just ended up doing branding. She just like was getting into branding, so it wasn't so bad. And then the second person was kind of like upcoming, but she had already done a graphics training prior, like with one of my friends before. So I kind of like had like a somewhat of a team structure, and it was good. It was going well. Okay, there were actually 3 years. One of them she has left. I keep forgetting her. She left down the line. I don't know why. She never told me why she left, but she left. But anyway, what happened was that when I did that team structure and like had like procedures for like how we run as a team and all of that, it kind of made the team members know that yes, we're actually in here for serious business. Do you understand? So that kind of like helped solidify and strengthen the team more. But this team structure that I did was not so detailed. Like, it wasn't something that was so big. It's literally just now that I'm actually doing like actual proper documentation. I'm thinking of like all these, is this CRM softwares now, HR softwares that I can use. We started using Asana, we started using Toggle. Like, it's just like recently at the end of the year that we started, but at the beginning of the year I had kind of feel like it's like a good strong structure for the team, right? I hope you guys are following along and taking notes, because this actually works for any service business. It's not just branding. Like, if you're rendering a service, like, it's gonna work for you. So after that, like middle of the year, I think was it July? Yeah, or I can't remember when it was, June, July. We launched our podcast. Like, at that point, yeah, I was just like, I need more publicity. And I noticed that a lot of graphic designers, brand designers online, they always have like a YouTube channel where they like do tutorials and like just kind of broadcast themselves just so people know that they design. That's the whole point, like, of like, people just need to know that you design. Do you understand? So, but then I didn't want it to be my YouTube channel, because I already have a YouTube channel and it was a business, it was an agency, not me as a freelancer. So what I did was, I was looking for how I can make the YouTube channel to be like us as a team YouTube channel, right? Stereofix YouTube channel. But we don't have a place. Like, I'm still working from my home, everybody's working remotely, so like it's expensive for us to like meet together. And at that time we're still like building revenue. So I was like, you just clicked podcast, nobody has to see your face, it's just voice. And like, you can use Anchor to record, you can use Telegram to record, anything. And it's like so easy, because like you don't have to do like video editing, it's just audio editing, like just cut places that wasn't okay, and like kind of like put the background noise reduction and all of that. So that was like what I did. I set up the podcast and everything. Now, what that podcast did was that I was able to collaborate with people on that podcast, and what that did was that it increased our exposure. So we collaborated with people that made, like, they had like their potential clients were also our potential clients. I collaborated with a photographer, a product designer, a packaging designer rather, and a marketing strategist. So like, it made sense. Do you get my point? So that what that podcast did was that it strengthened the team, because the last episode that we had, yes, two marketing people actually. The last season that we had, we actually even met live to actually film. But I just said, let's just do it, once, because at that time we had money. So I'm like, let's just do it, since now we have some funds. So we collaborated with someone, we launched the whole brand and marketing strategy. And that whole like brand and marketing strategy launch that's as a service launch was like another push, because we're posting every day on IG for 1 month. So it was another like exposure for the business. Then I opened a LinkedIn page as well, and I was posting content there as well. Like, so I'll just like repurpose the content there. I've had some like from the traffic on our website, I've had like a few number of people check our website through LinkedIn. So I know that like, yes, it's actually going to like profitable at some point. Though we've not had any clients on LinkedIn yet, but like that's another thing that I did. So I think I've touched on social media too. Then the last two which I've actually touched on was networking and referral. So I just called it networking because like networking is basically you meeting people, introducing yourself, letting them know what you do, offering something to them, whether it's free or paid, just like kind of getting to know people. That's networking. So that was what I did for this Dolapo Sharma guy. I keep calling him that, I don't know why, but that's what I did for him, and like he was able to like come on board. The referral it's just a matter of like mention, like, because when people know that you do something, when they come across someone that needs what you do, they will definitely talk about it, especially if you brand yourself well and like they kind of like feel like connected to you as a person. So it was like I was referred pretty much. But for the next year, what I'm planning to do is to start to make all these things to be a strategy. So instead of just like, because all of this was like vibes and vibes, so like what I want to do is now make it into an actual strategy. Do you get? So that is going to be a video that will come later on when I have actually experienced it. But I'll put the link to the podcast that I listened to in the description below, so you guys can also like listen to that as well. So see you guys in my next video. Here are some of my videos. You can check out these two right here, you can check them out, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.